y'all, it's Crystal at MrsHappyHomemaker.com, and I'm about to show you how I make my buttermilk biscuits. Now, I learned how to make these from my mama many moons ago, and they are by far the best biscuits I have ever had in my entire life. And I tell you, I have traveled many distances to try many different biscuit restaurants that I've seen on like Food Network and the Travel Channel, and nothing compares to my mama's buttermilk biscuits. And they're actually not hard to make either. My mama, she developed this different method where she uses a pizza cutter instead of a biscuit cutter, and it's the secret to having the best biscuits. Now we're gonna start off with 2 cups of self-rising flour, and I'm pretty particular when it comes to my flour. I like White Lily, self-rising. Second best, I would say, kind of ties with Pillsbury and King Arthur. But my favorite all time, White Lily. If you can find it, get this. Not a sponsored post, I just really like them, and my mama swears by it too. So 2 cups of self-rising flour, and I'm gonna take my Crisco. I use about a 1/4 cup, but I've been making biscuits for many years, so this is my biscuit Crisco. So I'm just gonna reach in and grab that much and put it in here, and I am going to just mix it up and to the consistency of like peas. So I'm just gonna kind of mash on it and break it up, the big pieces of the Crisco. And all you do is you just kind of get in there and you look for you find the clumps of the shortening, and you just kind of break them apart and just kind of do this number with your fingers. Just break it apart, work all the shortening into the flour. I'm gonna go wash my hands, I'll be right back. Now I'm adding in 3/4 of a cup of buttermilk. Full fat, don't use that low fat, no fat stuff. Full fat buttermilk biscuits, y'all. And give it a stir with my spoon. And now I'm gonna get me some flour and sprinkle it here on my work surface. That way my flour or my dough does not stick. And I'm gonna take my dough and dump it right here on the flour surface. Make sure you get your hands all coated with the flour too, otherwise the dough will stick to your hands. And just kind of roll it around in the flour so it doesn't stick. And then I kind of dust the excess flour to the side, leaving a little bit in there. That way it's not too floury when I press it down. So I'm gonna press it down and make me a little rectangle here. I don't need it, and just make me a rectangle. So I put my mixing bowl over here and grab my cast iron skillet. This is my Griswold cast iron skillet, a vintage Griswold. And if you know anything about like collecting cast irons, you know this is kind of special. So if you don't have a cast iron skillet, you can use a baking sheet or a casserole dish, but there is nothing like fresh hot biscuits out of the oven in a cast iron skillet. So I got my pizza cutter. And this is my mama's secret weapon, you guys. I'm gonna take my rectangle of biscuits and go right down the middle. And then I'm gonna slice it into squares. How easy is that? Now you can make 8 biscuits like I just made, or you can make 10 biscuits depending on how big you want them to be. You can leave them square, just like that. I like them kind of round, so what I do is I take them in the flour, and I take my floured hands, and I just twirl them and make me a little round. And I'm gonna put it right here in my cast iron skillet and do the same to the rest of them. Twirl and put them in here. So I've got my biscuits in my cast iron skillet. I'm gonna run to my microwave and grab some butter that I just melted, a 1/2 stick. And I'm gonna pour that 1/2 stick of butter on top of my biscuits. So I'm gonna take this cast iron skillet of homemade biscuits to my oven, cook it on 500 degrees for about 12 minutes. And actually the cleanup from homemade biscuits is not as bad as you think it is. I take a hot wet paper towel, the bowl that I mix my biscuits in with, and I just take the flour and just start wiping it into the bowl. And then I will throw that bowl of the trash or the flour into the trash can, and then come back and wipe this up one more time, and it'll be good as new. So the biscuits are out of the oven and looking fantastic. I've got another 1/2 stick of butter here, and I've got my little brush, and I'm gonna brush this butter on top of them. So I'm gonna get me a biscuit on the end with that nice little crust, And then I'm gonna get that prize center biscuit too, because those are so good. I'm telling you guys, my mama's biscuits are the best in the whole wide world, and I hope that you make them real soon.